Hi and welcome back. Long time no see, so to speak. I'll do a face introduction again in the next video, but I want to do an update on my Sharry babies. It's been quite some time. I think November of last year, 2021, was the first time or the last time that we did the update. I want to start with the one in Leca, and if you grow in Leca and want more information, because I have a few in Leca, I'm not an expert, but if you do grow all Leca or primarily Leca and want more information, go check out Nina at Ninja's Orchids. I will put her channel link either up in the top or down definitely in the description, but she grows all of her orchids in Leca, and oh my goodness, they're so pretty. Matter of fact, she's the reason I have purchased some of the new acquisitions that I've gotten that I will show you guys at another time. But starting with what I call Sharry Baby number 3. So this is the one, like I said, that is in Leca, and she, last time we looked at her, was working on this growth right here. Well, there's a new growth now growing out from there. She does show some root growth right here. So I am now fertilizing her. Up until about a week ago, I was just giving her just plain filtered water with nothing in it because there was nothing to show for it. But now that she's got this new growth, I see active roots. She is getting fertilized. There's only, I think it's about 50 parts per million, give or take, in there right now. As she starts picking up speed and those roots start going, I will increase it to about 100 parts per million. Now, let's talk about number 2 here. So this is the small division of the original, and she finished off these 2 growths right here, and this one has pushed off this new growth, and this one has a new growth coming right here. So that is great, and she is eating up her pot. I did choose to put her in a pot without holes simply because once these roots start taking off on the Sharry Baby, I noticed they take off, and I did not want to have to destroy another pot or the root system when I go to repot in the future. And she gets about 100 to 150 parts per million of fertilizer. I use the MSU, and then once a month I do give them a CalMag soak. And since there is moss in there, I only soak it for about 5 minutes, take it out, let it drain really, really well, let her sit for the rest of the day, and then the next day I just do a quick flush just to make sure I don't get any buildup. My Sharry Baby, which one is this? Red Fantasy from Nicole that I got a year ago in July of 2021. Since having her, she has produced, oh, let's see, this growth right here and this growth. This one right here has 3 directions of growth on her. So all 3 of the new growths that you see, which let me move the tag so you can see them, all 3 of these growths are coming off of this one bulb right here. So she is starting to get into her own. I don't see a new growth quite yet on the bulb here, but as you can see, she is working on some roots. She too gets about 100 parts per million, same fertilizer and supplemental care that that one gets. Now, let me move my little Laser Susan, because for those of you who've been watching me for a while will know that my Sharry Baby mama, who is the more mature and the bigger one, I've been wanting to repot, so I'm waiting for a new growth. So I've been looking for a pot. Hold on. Let me squeeze over here and grab these. Move this one out of the way. And originally, I was going to put her in this pot right here, but I couldn't find a mask wide enough or tall enough to allow for the self-watering system via Leca that I would like to do. So I happened to be watching Nina, again, grows all of her orchids in Leca, and she has some pots, and I was like, oh, I love those pots. If you could send me one for my Sharry Baby, I would love it. So lo and behold, during my hiatus, the pots came in. She actually sent me 2. I asked for 1. She sent me 2. Thank you, Nina. So here's the inside of the pot. Nice shallow pot because fine root system. And then the mask for the water. Well, let me go get Mama and show you something. All right, instead of going to get her, I just brought the camera to her. So as you can see, she has a lovely, lovely new growth growing right there. And those big, juicy bulbs. And I think that that pot is going to work. However, I'm going to have to wait to repot her because, oh, Sharry, to do Nina's thing where she sings a song. Nope. It was just Steve Perry by himself. Let me correct myself. Oh, Sharry, I'm in love. Look what we have. Yes, let me put my hand back here so you can see her. All the way, and she's almost touching the window. She's about, maybe a half a foot away from the window. And if I can get the camera to focus for me. Let's see. There it is. Do you see them? Can you see it? Maybe? Come on, focus. There we go. Looks like she is going to start budding for me. Oh, but wait, there's more. So I measured the spike, and from this curvature right here to the tip is 1 foot. And from the curvature to the base is about a half a foot. So she's almost 3 feet long. So this happened just one day I came home, and I used to have her sitting on that stand right there, and the spike decided it wanted to turn. So that's when I moved her onto the stand to face the window so the spike would go straight. But a couple of days later, I come in, sitting, I'm like, what is that? Boom. I have a second spike that already has surpassed 1 stake and is now climbing her way up this stake. So I have to wait for her to bloom. And why do you say I have to wait for her to bloom, or why do I say it? I've had this orchid since 2019. I've had all 3 of the Sharry Babies since 2019. The Red Fantasy, like I said, Nicole Deanne sent that to me, and I'll link her channel in the description as well, because she also grows primarily in Leca. I've been waiting for her to bloom. I bought her out of bloom. The spike that she came with was already spent. She's been through quite a bit, several repots, divisions, and such, and I want to see the blooms. So I am going to leave her alone and put her in le pot after she at least is in bloom for a little while. I know once she blooms I can repot her and not worry about losing the blooms, but since I am going to be putting her in a brand new media, brand new growing environment, as far as where her roots are going to be, I'll probably wait for the blooms to completely go over, at least this spike, this first one. She does have, let's see if I can pick her up without dropping her. So she does have quite a few roots in the pot. A lot of them do look like they're a little spent, but she does have some fresh ones on the other side. So even if this growth right here doesn't mature and produce growth, once she's done spiking and I see the new growths coming, and I see the beginning of those roots coming from the new growth, that's when I will put her into my Spanish pots. All right, well guys, that is that on the Sharry Baby Familia. How do you say it? Familia? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Keep a lookout for my summer fowl / novelties update in the next few weeks.